Yo, what up, y'all?
Yo, what's up, y'all? We back
We back with another episode.
Another episode of the Live Podcast.
Season 3, man. Before we get started, man, we need y'all to like,
follow,
share,
leave that 5-star review.
Man.
And don't forget to hit the bell.
Tap that bell, man. Most importantly, man, we need y'all to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell a motherfucking friend.
Pull up.
It's the Lock.
Season 3.
Today
is Women Intuition Wednesday.
My favorite day of the week. Favorite day of the week. You want to have an introduction? Well, I'm your host, man. They call me Lowski L.O. Don't forget the ski.
And they call me Justo Manifesto.
And man, today we have some lovely ladies and a lot that's coming to bless us with some knowledge, all right? They give us y'all some game.
Some real game.
It's dope. We got to check them out early. They wrote a play, so we got to go see the play. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. I ain't going to give y'all too much right now, but I'm going to let the ladies introduce themselves. We're going to start with the lovely lady to our left right here.
Oh, wow. Starting with me. Okay. Hello, my name is Brandy Dyson. I am the writer and director of the play called Diary of a Thycke Girl.
Okay.
Okay, I am Yolanda Gibbons. I am the executive producer for the play that I'm referring to, Diary of a Thycke Girl.
And I am Trina Jackson, the marketing director and producer of Diary of a Thycke Girl.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, now, you know what? Diary of a Thycke Girl was, when we first got introduced to it, is when we did Yolanda's show.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we seen the poster of behind her, right?
Yep.
For those who didn't see it, you need to go back and watch, because Yolanda definitely, she planted the seed for us, all right?
That's right.
And so when we first seen the play, when we first seen the rehearsals, we was like, oh man, it's gonna be dope. But when we seen the play itself, when I tell you, it kept you on the edge of your seat the entire time.
Yeah, that plot twist had me like...
The plot twist was crazy.
I was like, wait, I didn't see this part. Like,
I didn't see that at all. I didn't see that.
I thought that was dope. I enjoyed y'all play a lot. I just like, I talked about it for like 2 weeks afterwards. The pose, I was just like, because it was crazy. The acting was good.
Yeah.
The props, everything.
Yeah.
It was very nice. It was very well put together. And y'all packed it out. Y'all sold it out.
Yeah, I was
y'all definitely packed it out. So yeah, for sure. It was
top and the top floor and the bottom floor.
It was dope. So I felt like, to me that felt like, you know how people go see movie premieres and stuff. You see, that's how I felt being in there. So it was dope. So I definitely appreciate the invite for y'all to invite us out.
Oh, thank you.
It was lit.
For coming.
So let's talk about Diary of a Thycke Girl. How did it start? What was, where did the idea and the concept of the play came from?
Oh, okay. So I guess that would be me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've always been a writer. I've always done even spoken word. So I've always kind of tapped into that. So I kind of brought the idea to Yolanda. I had been writing some things. I came up with the title, and I brought it to her. I said, one of my bucket list items is I want to do a play. So of course, all she got to do is put a battery on my back, and I got to put one on hers, and she like, okay, let's do it. Now, all of us come from a creative background. So that's pretty much, whether it was acting, modeling, dancing, whatever. So we all have artistic in us. But this was like, when we initially did it, this was like our first production in itself. Okay. The play, of course, talks about, is it 5 main characters of ladies, of them, of course, giving excerpts of stories it's like a monologue where they step out of character, kind of tell you their story. And these are topics and subjects that in the African American community, we kind of don't talk about. Mm-hmm. And a little, fun fact, maybe not fun. Some of these characters kind of represent me. So just a little bit, telling little bits of stories. And then of course, elaborating a tad bit. So these are all of the people that live within inside me that I kind of came out, and I kind of just made them into other characters.
That's a dope concept. So with writing, is that like, I know you said you've been creative, that's something you've done when you were younger all the time? Was that
Absolutely. I mean, So I'm gonna say this. Papa was a Rolling Stone. However, I come from, I'm the only child. So of course, in your bedroom, you creating all kind of characters.
Yeah.
And so that was something that I did with my dolls. With trucks and whatever. I came up with characters, and everybody had a role. So I wrote scripts for all of them, as if they could read it. But I had scripts for all of them and gave them, parts. Like, you gonna do this and you gonna do that. So I was that kid. You had to play with somebody. My mama didn't let me outside to play with the kids because she was like, "Mom, kids ain't good for you. You gotta be home for the street lights." So I had to create things within my own little world.
All right.
So like you said that each person in the play, he kind of represented you. So there were some vulnerable moments in that play. So
Absolutely.
how did it I guess how did you get to the point where you wanted to be exposed to everybody about your feelings?
Because first of all, they didn't know that this was about me too.
That's an exclusive.
That's exclusive. Let's start there. They didn't know that. But however, these were subjects and topics that I felt like in the community they need to be discussed. And as a kid and being an only child, and of course being a latchkey kid, and then coming from divorced parents and seeing all of that, I had therapy during that time as a kid. So this is something that's a taboo. Those are things that we don't talk about in African American history, African American culture. That's just, those are conversations, and these things happen, and they don't get discussed. But what I wanted to do was, one, put light to it, two, make it informative, three, also make it kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Have people be able to see themselves in each character and be like, "Oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, I'm probably doing the same thing." You know what I'm saying? So having those vulnerable moments, colorism, of course, was discussed up in there. Someone who had an addiction being a cutter, that was up in there. And these are educated women. You know what I'm saying? So again, there are real issues in our community that we just don't talk about.
Yeah, and therapy is one of them things that's like huge in our community and our culture that we don't talk about. And the therapist was probably one of my favorite characters.
And I put everybody, and I put a spin on that to make her funny, because even therapists need therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right. Because everything about her character, like she was doing therapy, but then she was also like she had the other side of her too that people didn't know about. So I thought that was dope too. That was super dope. Okay, so Yolanda, so being a executive director, right? Being executive director of a play, like talk to the people that don't know about the role and being an executive director and the things that you do.
Well, executive producer is
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Is the person that pulls it all together, right, from A through Z. The operations, the budget, the finance, the layout, the facility, the system with the marketing, everything. Making sure that we're on task, we're on schedule, and that we really is bringing the vision to life. Right. That's my role. That's a natural niche for me. I do it in so many aspects of my life. It's funny that Brandy talks about that. That's the first time I heard her talk about it as a kid. So I do have siblings, but I grew up in the house as a single, as one, right? As if I was the only child. And I would do similar to the same thing. Line my dolls up, but I did a dance group because I sing. But as I think back, I was directing, organizing, putting it together, right? And it's funny because you don't realize things that are a natural niche, and it just made me think about that even as we think about our children, to watch the things that they do to help them discover some of them gifts that they do have. But you do everything. The executive producer is responsible for making sure it happens, and it happens the way the vision was supposed to be at the end of the day. That's what it is.
Okay, so I don't know whose role this was, but how did y'all even come up with the cast itself? Because I feel like that was an all-star cast.
Yeah.
Well, so it's interesting.
We started off way sooner than we actually put it on stage, and we did do a casting call. Some of the people in the cast were people that we knew. Others actually came and auditioned. If you remember the cast, the person Shelly, the model, plus size model.
Yeah.
She came from church.
Oh, okay.
Never been on stage before.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Somebody
couldn't tell
encouraged
that.
her
You
because
couldn't
they
tell
said
that.
she had a gift, right?
Nah.
She came straight from church, audition, we was like, that's it.
Right.
That's our
And
show.
she
role.
came,
Yeah.
and she
The role
came for a different part.
Yeah.
Shelley was not the part that she was reading for. She was reading for Tony.
Mm-hmm.
That's who she was reading for. But when she read, we were like, nah, read for this person.
Yeah. So we had a full casting call though.
Okay.
So it was a combination of people that we knew, people that actually came out and auditioned. Everybody that you saw on stage is part of the TGP family.
Okay.
They've been rocking with us since 2017. We don't consider it like a theater group,
Right.
but they kind of are. We kind of are like have this like theater group
Yeah.
Now, this is the last show in Chicago, right?
Yes.
for that particular
For that particular performance. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now, how many shows was it before? Because I had some.
2017, 2008. We did it 2017. That's when it premiered. We brought it back in 2018. Pandemic hit. Then we did in 2022. We did a dinner theater version
Okay.
where we only did the monologues. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, with all, I guess with all three shows, which one was the most packed?
They were also.
They were also
Also, that's
every
Even
time
the
we,
very first one.
Well, it was all
So putting together something like that, right, to sell out a show, and I guess Trudy, you can tie into this. I was gonna say the marketing aspect of it, like how much time goes into the marketing of like doing something like putting on a production like that and getting it to sell out, and like what are some key factors you think that people should know when marketing something like this?
That's got to be dedicated. So a lot of time, you got to put a lot of effort, time, a lot of sitting up. We all got 9 to 5s, but we got to put even extra. Got to pour extra into it. You got to just give it your all. You know what I mean?
Consistent.
To make what you want, you got to pour into it.
Okay.
And we have to just constantly keep pouring into it nonstop.
You know, when I think about the first one, you know, it was the graphic. It was really the ladies that stood out, and we saturated social media that particular time, that very first one. And I remember people telling me, like, I've been seeing this all over the place. You know, so we really did. That was that first time we did saturate social media, and that kind of like the flyer post, you know, whatever you want to refer to it as, caught the attention.
Okay.
On top of just the idea of these women, right?
And so, and I know, so you guys did also say that this was the last show in Chicago. So is there plans to move the show?
yes.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit about that, if you can, like, you know, the details that y'all can release, or like.
Well, I'm gonna say this: we're still working on the details, but of course, it is a vision of ours to have it to, you know, go into other states. Right now, we're kind of doing our analytical research to make sure, because it has always been tradition for us to make sure that, of course, we treat our cast as family, but it's always been tradition for us to, again, treat them as family. So we are trying to make sure that we accommodate everything from travel to hotel accommodations. Of course, on top of that, you got to think about the theater, you know what I'm saying, how we going to get there. We want the same kind of aesthetic that we had, you know, in Chicago, that whatever state we go to. So making sure that we touch down with somebody or something to say, okay, this is the stuff that we need. How are we going to get there? Because it's going to be difficult for us, you know, to try to take all of these steps. We can't take the door. We can't take all of this stuff with us on the
all
road.
the equipment,
And
the process.
Yolanda done already told me she's flying. She is not getting in the car to drive. That is not going to happen. So, of course, you got to think about all of that. You know, in my mind, I'm like, let's get on the road. We pack some things up. She like, yeah, no, I'll just meet y'all there.
Yeah, no, I
You ain't scared to fly right now?
Right.
No,
That's how I was. I was
Of
saying
course
that.
I'm scared to fly, but how we gonna get there?
I ain't flying with nobody with a spirit. The
You know what I'm
spirit
saying?
ain't nothing happening to spirit right now.
But everybody talk about spirit, right?
Right.
Have a spirit though.
Let me just tell you this. Planes have been falling out the sky for quite some time. It's just they're just making it public now because it has become more so of a problem, of an issue than before.
Right.
But this is not like this.
do.
Right. This is not like this is the first time.
They turning over though. They landing on that.
On the side. That's like this. The plane said, "I'm tired of y'all now. I'm tired."
In the Jackson Park or whatever. I drove that, a little plane landed over there.
Oh, see, that's
I
good.
little plane.
So I'm definitely, I get on the plane in about a week. So yeah, I'm definitely nervous about it.
ready.
But what can you do? We gotta go somewhere.
Right. So is that like a lot, like putting together the logistics for something like that? Is that something that takes like months? Is it something that's like a small time frame? Or is it
It's not a small time frame. That is months. I mean, it's not. It ain't something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not something we can get and be like, okay, let's go. No, because now we are at the same time. Once we get a theater, a date, now we kind of got to work backwards. Got to make sure that the cast is still available. To figure out how we're gonna market in that particular area, because Chicago is our home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier for us to do it in our hometown versus if we're going, somewhere like Kalamazoo where don't nobody know us.
Right.
So it's like, how do we got to get somebody there that can help hype us up?
You know
Yeah.
what?
So, yeah.
It explains so much because I had this conversation with Yolanda on the day of the play. And I told her that I'm like, no shade to other playwriters or producers, but this was very organized, and you can tell that it was organized just by based on how the show went.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to other plays and stuff like that, and they put stuff on in a month or maybe two, and it just seemed all over the place. But with y'all's, it was very professional and very organized, and I really love it.
And I think I appreciate that. And I think I told you. I think one of the things that we bring to that is that we are very professional in every aspect of our lives, and we are event planners, like, so to speak. That's not what we do,
Right.
but we do. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So when we did it the first time, and we realized, like, it's not just about coming to see a play; it's about the whole experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So every time we want to create, that's like our niche, our signature.
Very
You come
true.
into create, you come into have a whole experience.
Mhm.
We've had a live band, we've had the DJ, we've had the harp. Was it? No.
Yeah, she wasn't a harp.
What
She
was
was a a cello.
The cello.
A cello.
We've even had the cello.
She was a black
You know
female
what I'm
cello.
saying?
So welcome.
Yeah. So
Forget that part.
we give a
She said that
whole
was,
a whole experience.
and
you know.
the experience, it in a sense, it creates a standard for people.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
is.
saying? Because me now, I feel spoiled by the plays. Like, 'cause if it ain't like that,
Well,
I think I ain't the one.
Right,
I'm
and,
gonna tell y'all now.
and you know what? Honestly, our thought process is everybody is VIP.
Right.
Yeah.
So we want everybody to have a VIP experience.
Okay.
So that is exactly how it is. You have people that have VIP. And don't get me wrong, we have VIP. But for us, VIP is more like selective seating. But everybody's a VIP. Everybody's important to us.
That's dope. That is very dope. So, man, I had because y'all did have y'all had the mayor in there, the mayor of a town in there.
Mary Linwood.
Yeah, so getting people of that like stature to come out to your shows, like what's that feeling like? Because it was some other big names in there. Like,
it's a few that I caught on video that I was like, oh, okay. That I didn't even know that was there. A few people I've seen on the movies, and I'm like, but I think it's relationship. You know what I'm saying? It is a great feeling to have some dignitary, so to speak, in the audience, and to be able to hear good feedback, from them. But I think we pride ourselves on relationships that we build, the networking that we build. I think people are drawn to our energy, to be honest. They want to support us. They want to see us win. They like what we deliver. One of the actors said her friend was like, man, I got to get there early because I know, it's going to be something good going on, because she had been to a previous show.
Okay, so
Right. But it feels good, we're a work in progress, though. I mean, we don't feel like we there, we getting there,
I'm definitely going for
Yeah,
sure.
it's definitely
we
gonna get
getting
there.
there, but it does feel good to be able to say that we've had, but like she said, for us, all the audience is VIP.
Yes.
Definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so give us without telling them exactly what goes on in the play, give them like a small breakdown of what's going on.
Without telling, okay.
Or-
So
or-
I'll say this: friendships are tested.
Ooh, yeah. It's for sure.
Friendships,
Very much so.
friendships are tested. Relationships,
Relax.
not only are friendships tested, but there's questioning in regards to marriages. Marriage is tested.
Mm-hmm.
The question of marriage, and of course you see there, like I said, there's certain things that you see. Colorism is actually a big topic and a question in itself. Sexual fluidity, if I'm saying that right, sexual fluidity is also, expressed in there as well.
Yeah, and just some real conversations, some real
Uncomfortable conversations.
uncomfortable conversation. The very first monologue was AJ, a guy really saying, ladies, hey, this is what it is, and being honest and being real about it, right? And kind of letting it, kind of telling the secret,
Giving man code.
That part.
But this is reality. You know what I'm saying? One of our tagline is that marriage is just words on paper. And it's not that we don't believe in marriage, because we do, right? And we honor it, right? And it is so important. But for so many situations, it is just some words on paper. And we just try to bring some awareness. That's not what we want it to be. That's not what God intended it to be. You know what I'm saying? But in many situations, that's all it is.
That's very true.
Have y'all been married before?
I have. I have.
We want to have it.
Have.
Okay. So, I guess my question is, how everyone think everyone has been cheated on?
At least once.
At least once.
I'm sure.
How do you? This is one of the topics for Women Intuition Wednesday. How do you trust again after being cheated on?
That's a great question.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's hard, and it's a process. And here's the thing: it is as if though, and I just gave this analogy with somebody else. It is as though a fire has just come through your house. When a fire comes through your house, of course, you cannot build on top of the fire. You have to break everything down. You have to start from scratch. You have to bulldoze and start from scratch. So it is now at this particular point in time, you got to start from scratch. You have to rebuild that foundation, rebuild that foundation of trust. And both people have to work.
But what does it really consist of? When you say rebuilding, because with that trust, I'm most likely not going to believe anything you say.
But here's the difference. Men are different than women.
You're absolutely right.
Men have egos, and egos get into play with that. So men have their viewpoint is different.
Women about what they do, right?
But I'm just saying, some women are a little bit more forgiving. Men, it's an ego thing. It's like, I cheated, but you can't do it because he has a certain standard for his wife. Like he got a certain standard, but women, you know what I'm saying? We try to give the good fight, but we try to give them. We want it to work, so we don't put into that effort. But it's a trust building exercise, and both people have to be willing to work. You got to be willing to put in that work. You ain't willing to put in that work, then it is.
That shit came back out here.
Or you let her get her lick back. Whoever did it, you let them get their lick back, and then work from there.
I'll be that over for me.
I can't get my lick back.
Look, she fuck around liking this.
You come back home and saying, I'm not hitting that right now. Hell no.
I think at the end of the day, it's how important is that relationship to you? What is the real love? You know what I mean? All of those things come into play. Do you really want to work it out? If you really want to work it out, then you got to figure it out.
And I never trust them again. It really has to boil down to all of that.
Cause I feel like too, I know it's a betrayal of trust, but I look at things like sometimes a lot of people, sometimes you go through shit in life where your closest people betray you that's outside of love, and you forgive them way quicker than the person you sleep with every day. And I feel like, it can't happen to be on the other end, so you should be able to forgive your partner the same way. It might be a lot harder.
I'm the reverse.
So you think they shouldn't forgive them?
I'm the reverse. Somebody, my sister, betray me, I'm less likely to forgive than I am my mate. I know that's I don't know. People will probably argue the difference in that. You know what I'm saying? But first of all, we all fall short, and we do make mistakes. But my sister, my friend, my road dog, my ride or die. You supposed to have my back 100% all the time.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So it's
100.
Like,
you know,
odds are buried.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the man is gone, my sister's supposed to still
That
be
part,
there.
I have to
So for me, it's very
That's
different.
how I
It's
feel.
very, very different, and I can't explain it. Not that I give a man a pass. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. It still works. Still, you got to get it together. We got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But the friendship pieces, I don't know. There's something about it for me.
No, that's because your friendship bond. Because like you said, like shit. In a sense, like I was here before him or her.
And
I'm gonna be here when they
Right.
go.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna be here when
here's
they
the
go.
thing. But if I have that friendship with the guy like that, then it does begin to feel the same. Because now I feel like you violated not just the man-woman type of relationship, but our friendship, our bond.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that make it tougher too.
Yeah,
All
it
was
makes it-
close,
yeah,
locked
yeah,
in beforehand, and
How
then
we
something
closely
like that
locked in,
happened.
yeah.
So how can you rebuild a friendship after a relationship after the trust is gone too?
With a friendship? Oh,
Because I mean, you got to be friends with your significant other too. So
It's hard. It's the
It's
same
hard.
thing. It's
but again, it's still
It's all
work.
work.
You have to it's work, and you gotta go back to basics. You gotta go back to
almost
basics.
reset.
You have to do a
Uh-huh.
complete reset. That's just like you say you've been living in the same body for all your life, and you fat, out of shape, or whatever, and all of a sudden now you want to lose weight. You think you're gonna wake up and be like, I'm skinny. No, you gotta work. It's working. You gotta change. You've been eating bad all your life, so now you gotta change your eating habit. You gotta work out. In order for change to happen, you gotta work at it. It's the same way with a relationship. If there is cheating or infidelity involved, you have to work at it. You have to say, I choose you. You gotta wake up every morning and say, I choose you. And by choosing you, that means I'm working towards this. I'm willing to put in this work. Whatever that looks like.
Let the past be the past. That's what. With me, I think I'm a little different from that. Like my sister always said, I'm trusting, forgiving all the time. I can let the past be the past. You can't change things that happened a minute ago. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we can.
I'm big on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if God can give another person another chance, why can't we? You know, I am big on that. But I can honestly say what she said about with the friendship. Like, with that, I'm a lot like that too. Like, because when they're gone, you're still here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely, like I said, I see it on the other end, but I'm the same way too. Because it's my brother. So if my brother betrayed me, I'm looking at him crazy. Like I got friends that I don't talk to now because of like stuff like that happened.
Right.
And it's because I just feel like you betrayed me. Like you know me. If this person, like I'm with this person, they know me, but they still learning me. Like you know me. You've been here since maybe here. So you know my good, my bad, the ugly. You know how far I came.
Exactly.
So for you to betray me, it's like nah, dude, I can't. I don't know if I can
really
forget
those
it.
Right.
Yeah. So no, I
I
definitely.
can forgive, but I can't forget, so I gotta love you from a distance.
Exactly.
So do y'all think people like now in today's society, like with this how it is, do y'all think people just scared to put in the work, or they don't want to put in the work to make things better?
I think it's people that just don't want to put in the work.
Mhm.
To be honest, it's not so much I mean, I just don't think people care. Like it's hard to explain. It's like people just don't care.
And I'm gonna say opposite. I feel like after 2020, when COVID hit and reality hit, where people had to face their shit because they had to face it, you know, because you were out doing your thing. You might have had your side boo, your side piece. Now 23, got COVID hit. Now you got to realize I got to sit with this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we do things for convenience. It was convenient. It's convenient to be with your girl. You know, this is just what we do. You know what I'm saying? It was normal. This is our routine. But now I got to sit with you, and I realize people forget that each year or each decade, however you want to look at it, you change. And you got to check in with folks and be like, then what I needed from you 10 years ago ain't the same because I'm a different person. I'm different from what I was 10 years ago. And people don't check in because it becomes habit forming that this is what we do. I get up, I'll kiss you, I'll wash you, you know what I'm saying? I cook dinner, whatever. You have to, again, it's still work. So the thing is, the people are to the point to where, I mean, it won't instant, fresh, pop, ready. I want it. It's my money. I want it now. You know what I'm saying? It's my relationship. I want it now. So, right. They want a microwave relationship. They're like, okay. I don't think it's not they don't care. I just think they want it instant. social media has messed us
I
up.
was just about to say
They
I
have
was
messed
just
us
about
up.
to say that.
That part.
So people see that and
Hold
they're
that
like,
thought. Hold that thought.
Are you good? Go ahead.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I like social media has messed TikTok and Graham and Facebook relationships. So that's what people want, and they don't realize that ain't real.
It's not real. They don't see the work.
They don't
when that
see the
camera
work.
off or nothing.
When the camera
Yeah.
goes
They
on,
don't see that.
that's
They
what
argue.
Right.
Right. See, none of them
That
arguments.
dude, he ain't got a six pack like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't glistening like that. You know, he ashy behind it. He done prepared himself.
Hey, you know what? You can tell Brady is a writer.
Yeah.
She got all the metaphors.
Like the girl makeup ain't popping. Her face, she didn't wake up like that. Boo Boo Kitty went in there. She put on her lashes, her makeup. She got ready for TV and ready. So no, it ain't like that. She ain't had no body like that. She went and bought a body. So she ain't work out in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like
Brady's about to shake the
yeah. You know, sometimes we as women, we have these like, I want him. Yeah, you don't really want him. He crazy. You know, like, I want her. She look good. Like, she done bought all that body. You know, now she's sitting there. She got to wear fire to keep it all in place. You know what I'm saying? She got bad breath, teeth, got caps all over her teeth. You know, things. This is not real.
So do you think? So are people just not real with self, or do they just have like super low self-esteem?
I think it's a combination
It's
of
a
both.
combination.
It's both.
It's
It's
a
a
combination.
combination. And I think, think about it. Imagine yourself having low self-esteem. You know, you already kind of struggle with your confidence, and then you looking at social media, scrolling, and seeing it looks like everybody is confident and got it going on and doing great. So you just study doing this to yourself.
You start second guessing.
You start second guessing everything. Because even the most confident person, you kind of look at something like, well, dang. I need to get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? It makes you do that. It makes you have them moments. No, even the most confident person, it makes you have them moments. Unless you're able to check yourself. So imagine somebody that's not able to do that.
Because I think it's a lot of people that aren't able to check themselves.
That's right.
I didn't have moments where, because I could turn social media off. Like I've done like coming up like I was always a confident kid. Like I've always I was quiet though, but then when I get around and get to know people, I talk. But then sometimes I used to get on the internet and I'd be like, oh damn, well they uploading this. I'm trying to get my life together. But it just seemed like it seemed like every time you're in a bad mood, all the shit that you want to do, you just see all
the algorithm just knows what you're
going. But then it's like, I gotta get off of here, bro, because I really know my value. I know what I'm capable of, and this shit ain't real. Social media, it definitely get you there. Because I didn't have my days. It's like, nah, this
I think we all do. I think even probably the best of the best people probably have them days when they be like, dang, I gotta step it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
fell into the TikTok line. This pill will do X, Y, Z. So what did I do? Go and buy that pill. This pill ain't doing it. This pill will make you lie.
I done bought all type of shit on TikTok shop. I done bought some work shoes. I done bought
an outfit.
I done bought a scrubber for the tub.
I got that same scrubber.
Hey, I'll tell you, use that one again, Dave. TikTok got me though for sure.
No, but got me. The power of social media, it can be good.
Absolutely.
It really depends on how you view it. Though,
it absolutely is a great tool. Keeps us connected for sure. It's a learning tool. A lot of knowledge out there, a lot of networking. So it's definitely a good tool.
Sure.
So, question: why y'all? A lot of people say that marriages don't last long now because of social media. Like our grandparents and stuff like that, they didn't have social media, so a lot of marriages just lasting 60 years, 70 years. How do you think it is now? Coming from someone that's not married anymore, not married at all, and has been divorced and now married. Now,
I think
hold on. Wait. Don't answer. Wait.
This is a third marriage.
Third marriage. Mm-hmm. My pops and his wife, their theme for when they got married was third time's a charm. They both got married 3 times.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So
do it again.
What makes you think it's gonna work the third time?
Here's the thing, and this is what I always say. The people that I marry are wonderful people. We just met at the wrong time. And for whatever reason, we couldn't get it right with each other. And we were adult enough to say, you know what? This ain't working. You know what I'm saying? I love you. I do. But sometimes love ain't enough to stay with a person just because. You know what I'm saying? And the difference between our grandparents and us is that our grandparents stayed for the kids. They stayed for the family. You know what I'm saying? And that's not healthy either. You know, if you think about it, because now some of these kids, some of these adults that they done grew up, they need help.
You ain't wrong.
They need therapy. So, you know, sometimes recognizing that I need to get out of this because, yeah, you hope for a happily ever after. You hope for that. You hope you meet that soulmate and it's happily ever after. Sometimes you don't get that the first try. And in my case, I didn't get it the second try, but the third try, you know what I'm saying?
No,
you hope for that because now I'm an evolved person. Honestly, I got married for the first time because I was trying to piss my mom off. And it was, I was trying to make her mad. She told me, so it initially started, he initially just asked, and this was when we were still in high school, he had asked to marry me. Yeah.
So you got married young, okay.
I got married young. We were in high school, we were dating. And he was, I was a senior though. I wasn't,
My baby.
But he had asked to marry me, so I had a scholarship, a full scholarship to the school that I was going to. He had a scholarship to where he was going. I had even got him to the point to where he was going to go to school with me, and we were going to have a long engagement. My mother said, he ain't a doctor, he ain't a lawyer, he ain't good enough for you, but let's roll back. She introduced me to him. She introduced me to him because she was trying to get me away from another guy that she didn't particularly care for. So out of rebellion, I said, let me research this. When can I marry this man? Okay, when I turned 18, he's legal. Okay, we went down to the courthouse. When I graduated high school, I was married. All my friends knew except her. She didn't know until I told them, like, don't even put my married name on my, like,
Did she cry when she found out?
She was upset at that particular point in time. She was mad. She was mad. I was okay with it. I was happy. I was laughing internally. But then in my mind, I'm like,
you was badass kid. You don't laugh at some shit like that.
No, I was a great kid. I mean, I was a principal scholar. I was the first student on the local school council. I was a class president. You know, so I was part of the debate team. I was a good kid. That my mama tell you, it was something different. And she had but however, I was a good kid. She had me active at the YMCA, ETA, which is the ETA Arts and Academy. She had me involved in that. I was a great kid. So for her to say that, I was like,
it sounded like you was very busy and you didn't have really much of a
childhood. I did,
and that's why you was ready to go get married.
I was ready to start my own family. I was ready to do my own thing.
At 18, it's crazy.
It is.
All right, so speaking of the 18 thing too, it's just something it's been crossing my mind lately. Why in our community, the Black community, why do parents push us out the crib at 18 years old? And do y'all think that that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I have kids, and I didn't push mine out. So with me, I'm big on school. I'm very big on, I'm a teacher, but I'm big on school. But I just want them, if they're going to school, trying to better themselves. As long as you're in school and doing something, I'm not going to push you out. I don't believe in just push you out. If I know you're not ready, I'm going to push you out because you're going to come back. I'm not going to put my child out there. I'm not. I can't speak for nobody else.
I think that's
common. I'm not.
Yeah, I think in our culture, like, I don't know, like, I just feel like a lot of, even my friends growing up, like when they got 18, their mom would be like, or mom or dad would be like, all right, you grown, you doing grown stuff, like you gotta get out. And that not like kick out, but it's like you gotta go, you gonna do stuff like go get your own place and then do that. But I feel like at 18, like I'm not throwing my child to that's like throwing them to the wolves.
I think it's been a shift, but I also think too that these new age kids are different. And of course, when I was growing up, this is my house, my rules. So if you're going to be in my house, you're going to abide by my rules. You got to remember, when you were 18, you thought you was grown mentally. You was like, I want to abide by my parents' rules. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a shift in that. I mean, now, we as parents, my kid is grown, but for me, it was like, if you can't abide by my rules, because you're going to have rules no matter where you go, whether it's your place, it was more or less like, if this is what you choose to do, you can go. But what you're not going to do is disrespect me. And I think what has happened now that I'm seeing most parents now, not in my age group or Yolanda or Trina's age group, but most parents now are trying to be friends with your kids. And you can't do that.
Can't do that.
You cannot do that.
That's some of our generation.
That's a very, very thin line.
That's what kids.
Right. That's for the red kid. Right. That's a very thin line. There is. My son will tell you he is 34 years old. He will tell you I still fear my mother.
Man.
I
had an utmost respect for my mom.
I think that is definitely push out.
Your son, you said your son is what?
He's 34.
Brandon, what kind of water are you drinking?
Like she was 37.
You look 34.
Yeah.
She got grown kids too.
She got grown kids too.
We all got grown kids. None of us have children under the age of 21.
Stop.
Okay.
That's not true.
Well,
yes, it's 19.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
My baby is 19.
Okay.
My oldest is 23.
Man.
Dang.
Yeah, I think probably was just like get out and figure life out, you know. But I don't think that that's what's happening today. I think parents are more allowing their child to get. If you ain't going away from school, but you in my house and you're doing what you need to do, I'm giving you an opportunity.
Yeah.
If I think about myself, I had my daughter when I was 18, so I'm grown, you know, to a certain extent, right? And I think that was happening a lot in this age bracket, right?
I didn't have my first child until I was 30.
Oh, really?
So I was one. I always loved kids. I was the good sister. I always loved kids, and everybody just thought I would be the first one to have kids, but I wanted that husband. Right. I wanted the husband and all that first, but you know.
I feel you. Okay.
So I had my first one at 30.
Y'all
the least likely to have a baby, and I was married. The one that had a baby.
I was married.
I was a firm believer. I'm not having any kids out of wedlock. So, you know, I ain't finna be nobody baby mama. I'm not. That was just my mentality because I didn't grow up in that household. So that was not something that I was going to do. Plus, you know, I done seen, and being a kid of a divorced parent, I done seen enough to the point to where, you know, people... Like if we're gonna have a kid, you're gonna be locked in, my dude. You're gonna have to pay child support. You are the father. You are not gonna do this. You are the father. You are going to be locked in if this is what we're gonna do. So I wanna have legal paperwork to say, hey, I was married to this woman. We created a kid. Now I have a responsibility. Damn, it's not gonna be I need to take a DNA. We're not gonna go through all of that. None of that.
So I like to ask all the guests, you know, so by you being a writer, what's some advice you can give a young up-and-coming writer or somebody that's trying to get into the field or even making plays or they can want to write movies? What's some advice you can give them
Just do it.
that they can take?
Just do it. I'm going to tell you this. I wouldn't say that I'm a professional writer. I just started writing. And I have been writing as a kid, writing short stories, writing, you know what I'm saying? Just do it. I mean, it started off with me writing in a journal. And again, remember I told you I was a latchkey kid. So of course for me, I would journal everything, how I felt, what I was feeling at that moment in time. And then I just took pieces of that and created stories with my dolls and with, you know, things that I had in my house. I even, when I got with my cousins, I made them play parts. You know what I'm saying? So
made them play.
I did. Right. Here's the thing, what you don't know. Although you saw, this is another fun fact, although you saw the very professional side, baby, if you put a camera on us at the end of the night, it would be a comedy show because we argued. Between the dynamic of it all, it was, you know, I had this vision of what I want. She'd be like, it's not in the budget. Make it in the budget. It's not in the budget. Make it in the budget. I want it. This is what I want. We can't make it happen.
Iron sharpens iron. And that's how it happens. That make y'all better. That's exactly why we got what we got out of the play, because the iron sharpened the iron. That's good.
And no love lost.
That's good.
No love lost.
There's no love lost, but then you got someone like me that come in between and be like, hey.
She got the mediator.
Okay.
Nah, listen.
Okay.
Sit down.
So Yolanda, what's something you could give a young somebody that wants to get into producing? All right, what's some advice you can give them that they can take along their journey?
I would say what Brandy said, just do it.
Okay.
Find your lane, find your niche, and perfect it. And as we're talking about social media, utilize some of the resources that's out there that's free to learn. Find somebody that's doing it that you can follow.
Okay.
And try to kind of emulate some of those things. But do it. Find your lane, kind of center yourself so you're not all over the place, and just believe in the gift that God has given you and go for it. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. All right, Trina, what about you? Young, up and coming marketer. They trying
Show
to
them how to get 3 packed out shows.
3 packed out shows. So what's the gym that they
we
can
have
have?
more packed out shows. We have other productions.
Okay.
Thycke Girl is our first baby.
Sound like we're gonna have a part 2.
And you know what? Diary of a Thycke Girl sold out the first time. Sold out in 30 days. Sold out in 30 days.
Yeah, what's a gym that you can get to sell out in 30 days? They're gonna eat that with us. So
That shot, we was like, wait, what? Yeah. We did not expect that. Sold out in 30 days.
Piggyback off both of my sisters, pretty much like you said, just do it. Like she said, use social media, but like she said, there's so much out there now. As far as like, first of all, make sure there's something you want to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not interested in it, don't do it for the money. Make sure it's your passion, because when it's your passion, you put more into it. You know what I'm saying? When you want it, you fight for it.
100%
When you know there's something that you really want to do, you know what I mean? So
that.
that'd be your passion. You know what I mean? Gotta want it. When you want it, you fight for it.
That's right.
And like she said, use the social media to open that door for you. Use it for the right thing. You know what I mean?
I like that.
And that's to make you that money.
I like that. Y'all heard that gym. So make sure y'all, all 3 of them gyms, they was all good. So make sure y'all write those down. So do y'all have anything up and coming that y'all want to let the people know?
Let us know about this Cinco Dehiyo.
I
synced it on my time, man. You got a what? And then you got the fashion show coming up, right?
So shout out all y'all stuff that y'all got coming up and let people know where they can tap in and follow y'all there.
Okay, so Cinco Dehiyo is in tribute. So I started this event called Cannabis and Cocktails, where the food is infused. And of course, one of the other businesses that I do, I am a mobile bartender, and I've been a bartender for years. So mobile bartender, I love cannabis. Of course,
Me too.
I love cannabis, but I'm also an NA bartender, which is a non-alcoholic bartender. I don't drink at all, never drank. So of course I was like, I got to be able to infuse or be able to do a passion of something that I love with something that I love to do. So I was like, okay, came up with the concept of cannabis and cocktails. Now, we've been doing cannabis and cocktails now for years. So Cinco Dehiyo came about because this is the 5th year. So you do it on the 5th month. I'm doing it on the 5th month. Normally, I was doing it on 420. Talked to my sister last year, and I was like, sis, I'm stressed. Because now when I was first doing it, not too many people were out there doing it. And some of the vendors, and no shade, but some of the vendors that I had, all of a sudden now they're doing this event on this day. So it became really, really difficult for me to say, I was like, sis, this is, I'm not doing this no more. Like, I'm tired, I'm tapped. Like, I'm going to do this year 5 and this is going to be it. So she was like, well, come up with something. I'm like, and I'm very good at coming up with names. So I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I said, this is the 5th year. But I also did research because I had called some people of the Hispanic culture. And I was like, I do not want to offend or insult or whatever. I need to know, I need to make sure that this is not going to offend your culture. Just let me know. Please tell me. So with that, they was like, all right, you fine. I was like, okay, Cinco Dehiyo. So Cinco Dehiyo, this is the 5th year anniversary. It's going to be May 3rd. It is, I love day parties. I'm a little older. I love day parties.
I like the moments too. Me
too. So it's going to be from like 3 to 7. It is located at 2226 East 71st Street. at this place called Studio 2226.
Okay.
I'm from the South Side, so anytime I do an event of Cinco Dehiyo or cannabis and cocktails, it's got to be on the South Side.
Okay.
For me, it is about, I don't want my people, you paying for a ticket. Again, I'm giving you that same experience that we give you whenever we're having a TGP,
Okay.
right? That VIP experience. So with that, there's ample free parking. You ain't got to pay for parking. It's over there by the South Shore Cultural Center. So really cute. With your ticket, you got general admission. General admission gets you, it's the food and drinks, all the drinks that you can have and all the food that you can eat. 420 vendors. That's going to be 420 friendly vendors that's going to be there. We're going to have entertainment. I always bring an element of entertainment, some Southside entertainment, I should say local entertainment. For year 3, I had Teresa Griffin. If you know anything about Teresa Griffin, she sends the house collaboration, wonderful. Had her for year 3. Year 2 had a local artist to come. Year 4 had a local artist to come. Year 5, I'm having another local artist. So for me, it's grown and sexy fun, and I mix the genres together. So this one, my son decided that he wanted, because he's a promoter, so he decided that he wanted to do a collab. So we're talking about his age group of 30-year-olds mixing in with my age group, and it's always a good time. I normally have a smoke garden. This year I'm going to have an actual cigar truck, so which you will be allowed to smoke in there as well, because you can't smoke inside the venue. So you'll be able to smoke outside, on top of the fact that you'll be free hookah. It's gonna be free hookah games and all that.
Tell the people where they can follow you so they can keep up with any updates.
You could go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I normally have my assistant, so I'm gonna try to be good with this. It's The Real Drinks by Diva on IG. You can also go to if you go to The Real Drinks by Diva IG, the tickets are actually on there by clicking in the LinkedIn. Is it the LinkedIn? Is that what it's called? LinkedIn. Yeah, the LinkedIn link, and it'll go take you right to the ticket. So there are several different ticket prices. The ultimate ticket price is that you get a pre-roll, also with a souvenir cup with that as well. So you got to think. You're talking about. I can't say that I'm a master mixologist, but I'm a damn good mixologist. So you're talking about,
she's good.
We talking about you got free liquor there, free pre-mixed cocktails, and you're gonna have tacos that's infused.
I'm there.
Block will be there.
Cannabis and tacos. That's all
I was the issue with the cannabis.
Okay. All right. So Yolanda, any upcoming things you want to talk about, and then shout yourself out.
I gotta be quiet because I'm building. I'm building our financial backing. I'm building, being strategic about what we're gonna end up doing in 2025. But stay tuned. Stay tuned. We definitely got some more productions in the works. We got a nonprofit that I've been focused on, really building that and doing some grant writing on that. But I definitely want to share that we have a venue space, Creative Space 106. We've been having for about 1.5 years now. It's on the south side of Chicago. So it's available. It's a small, intimate, cozy. It's where you can come and be creative and do things like podcasts and content creation, host events, even dinner parties. So
and tell them where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram at y_Givens, GIVENS.
All right, Trina, what about you? Any up and coming things you want the people to know, and then tell them where they can tap in with you at?
All right, so I am Trina Jackson, the plus size model on Facebook. So that's where you can find me for my upcoming event. I will be modeling for fashion shows about lupus. My mom had lupus, so I'm really passionate about this. So I'll be at this fashion show. It's called the Beauty in You Fashion Show.
Okay, the Beauty in You Fashion Show.
Beauty in You Fashion Show. You can find me on Facebook. I have the link already attached to my flyer.
Okay.
You'll see me on my flyer on there. And rocking my sister Destiny's Design. She's also one of the designers in the show.
All right, and I'm gonna drop it in the comments. So make sure y'all, or I'm gonna drop it in the description. So make sure y'all click the links and check them out too. So I got y'all. I'm gonna put them on it. So make sure y'all send them to either me or Justin. And
Yes. Yes.
We'll drop them in the description for y'all.
And you can also check me out on TikTok. So I do a segment on Thursdays
yeah.
called Cocktails in the Kitchen. I
Okay.
show you how to create cocktails with things that you already have in your kitchen.
Yeah, that's hard. Okay, I got to tune in to that.
I
I
don't know.
got to tune in to that.
Cocktails in the kitchen.
Cocktails in the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm actually in my kitchen making cocktails.
Oh, that's
Cocktails
right.
in the kitchen.
But here's
That's it.
that's my thing. Yes. That is.
She said it a little different than that, but
Right. That is. That's actually it. And I actually invite people to come into my kitchen to sit with me while I'm making these cocktails. I always tell people I will make sure that you have plenty of drink, but you on your own with the food. So you gotta bring your own meal.
And I think one of the things what's most important about the three of us, we are women that inspire. You know, women that want to promote women empowerment, empowerment of people, women that want to inspire you to discover your talents and your gifts. So we always got something going on. Just follow us. You know, just follow us and stay tuned.
All right, make sure y'all tap in. It's perfect too because it's also Women's Month, so it's perfect. So shout out to the ladies, Women's Month on Women's Intuition Wednesday. And before we slide, I'm your host, man. They call me Lowski L.O. Don't forget the ski, man.
Co-host Justo Manifesto.
We need y'all to like,
Follow,
share,
leave that 5-star
leave a
review.
5-star review,
And
man.
don't forget to hit the bell.
Hit that hey, tap that bell, man. Most importantly, though, do not forget to do this important thing, man. We need y'all to tell a friend,
Tell a friend.
to tell a motherfucking friend.
To pull up.
It's the lot.
Season 3.
Season 3. Peace.
I think Big G made this beat.